Just rearranging some things here. Bear with me. Let's see what we can't knock over. Alright, the damn thing caught up. It's kind of tweaking though. Alright, 11:52, June 15th. Kaylin and Ed brought supplies, brought the food, which apparently turned out to be a big problem for everybody. I'll talk a little bit more about it tomorrow. I'm kind of whooped. Actually, what's really got me today is my legs are really sore from walking yesterday. But, yeah, this whole fucking, I'll have Rich come bring food up every couple weeks. Nobody else is going to know where I'm at. You know, mice in my bed. Actually, like, in my bed. The original plan was to just walk away, remove all the drama and all the chaos and all the turmoil and my piss poor reactions to that drama, and try to come out here and clear my head and clear my thoughts and have the last fight or the last argument or the last sad day or, you know, the last major thing, you know, be behind me and give me a chance to come out here and heal and put things in perspective and get my head screwed back on straight, figure out what's important and what's not important and what's worth freaking out over and what's not. And quite honestly, the one thing that I really counted on the most, which was Rich, he kind of let me down. And I know it's ironic now to scream and yell at him for 2 days in my videos and say he kind of let me down. But he did let me down. And it's not even that he didn't come on Sunday. It's just the way that he's handled it all along. And it's just not really been fair. And, you know, from the very beginning, my sister came out here for the first time 2 weeks ago, or a week ago. She was never planning on coming out here. She didn't want to. She didn't need to. I didn't want her to. I didn't need her to. It wasn't the plan. It wasn't what I was doing. And she shows up out of the blue, and yes, I'm happy to see her, and good things came out of that. But that wasn't the plan. And that could have... It didn't need to happen that way. And she was just worried about me, and at the point, he wasn't taking her calls, and I mean, really still, I guess, hasn't. And I don't know. I mean, it's a struggle in my mind that, you know, I have a lot of people that would be the first to say that I overreact and I freak out about shit. Well, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm either a man of my word and I'm there when I say I'm gonna, when I do what I say I'm gonna do, or when I don't, I'm the first one to admit that and apologize for it and own it and let somebody yell and scream and be genuinely sorry and try to make it better. And I'm either a freaky monster in my head and don't even know it and really fucking am unfair to people, or people are just generally kind of selfish and shitty and don't communicate their feelings and don't talk. Rich could have done 100 things, could have said 100 different sentences, and none of this ever had to happen. He could have told my sister, you know what, I got things coming up this weekend, I'm not going to be able to go. Let him know that. I'll be there next weekend. We'll cut twice as much wood. You know, if he can get through the week, you know, just let him know some shit came up. Well, he told her that shit came up, and he told her that shit came up and was going to come Sunday, and didn't even tell her that he wasn't coming Sunday. And they had no other contact between Sunday and Tuesday. And so I just, like I said, I don't really want to try to clear my head of this. And I really want to try to get back into my trip. Because up to now, and up till this big first food and wood cycle and all that, my trip was going fucking good. I was dealing and plugging along and Had a few things that I was counting on back home, you know, some food being brought up and some wood being cut and some friendship and some hanging around the fire, and charge my batteries up again, and I mean my emotional batteries, charge my friend batteries up again, and get some strength again. And how's everybody doing, and how's Chase, and how's life, and right on, man. So work's going good, and, you know, just get some letters from home, and, you know, thing for me is it would have been really easy to do those things. It would have been really easy to do that. Instead, for whatever the reason, Rich chose to blow my sister's phone calls off. And I can understand, he probably thinks that's drama and he doesn't want it. But the drama doesn't happen, dude, until you start blowing people off. The drama doesn't happen until you break your word or you break your promise. And yeah, Rich, I broke my promise to you. But have I ever told you what, dude? The world would revolve around you? Fuck no, dude. I would never say that to you. I would never treat you that way. If you called me up or fucking it came up that you were pissed and fucking that money fucking, you know, it's hurting your feelings and it's pissing you off and it's driving a wedge between our friendship, you can talk about that. You can tell me that and we can still be friends or not be friends, and at least we know what's going on. Dude, I love you like a brother, man. You don't even talk to your old man. Sure, dude, he's a dick just like everybody else's old man. But you don't even talk to him, dude. Be the better man. Be the one to say sorry. Be the one to fucking fake it for the cause. So Chase can have a grandpa in his life. Even if it's a good or a bad grandpa, at least it's a grandpa. And you're avoiding that whole situation because you don't want to talk. Because you don't want to deal with shit, because you think it's drama. Dude, not dealing with it is the drama. Not talking about it is where the drama and the chaos and the turmoil happens. It's not, everybody's so afraid to talk about shit. And no, you don't need to talk about as much as I do. I obviously talk too much. I'm going to talk for a couple 100 hours out here. But people are so afraid to talk about the things that are in their lives because they're going to hurt them, or they're going to hurt other people's feelings, or they're going to make people sad, or they're going to this or that. And dude, bottom line, Rich, if you don't want to be my friend, you tell me you don't want to be my friend and I can't count on you anymore, and you'll get me a wood stack or two and you're out. Dude, you have that conversation with me, but boom, nobody's feelings are hurt. We shake hands, I look you in the eye and go, dude, I respect you for what you're doing. I wouldn't want to be my friend either. I appreciate everything you've done for me. And you fucking know full well that's exactly what I would say. That's who I am. But you don't want to say that because you don't want to hurt my feelings. You don't want drama. You don't want chaos. You don't want turmoil. Well, dude, look at this drama. Look at this chaos. Look at this turmoil. Look at this fucking drama. I didn't create this drama, dude. This drama was created because you wouldn't fucking say sentences. Because you wouldn't say what's really on your mind. Instead, you fucking leave me out here, put me in a bad spot. When I call you and go, hey, dude, what's up, man? What's the plan? I thought we were shooting for Sunday. You instantly get fucking defensive, get argumentative, and start bringing up everything under the sun, calling me names, selfish motherfuckers, and shit like that. Dude, is that really better than having the conversation a month ago, a week ago, yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago? Dude, if you're going to end a friendship, ain't it worth a 2-hour drive? Ain't it worth coming up and saying it to my face and going, dude, fucking back off, brother, can't help you out, fucking, you know. I'm just saying, guys, it's, the downside for me is what happened this weekend and the way things happened with everything. My sister, and, you know, you heard me on the phone with her. Just for me, so I can figure out what's going on in my head, how many packs of smokes you're bringing up, I'll bring up 10, for sure. Well, no, don't bring 10, Michelle. Bring 7. I only want to smoke for the next week. I've got to stop. It's time. I need to. Okay, I promise. She doesn't even send cigarettes and sends cigarettes with, or tells Kaylin to give me half of her carton? What? Weird. So, I'm either a monster who tries to keep his word and when he doesn't, mans up about it, or nobody else that I know is like that. And that sucks. I know there's an ebb and flow, there's a give and take, there's a compromise, there's a happy ground, but I don't know where it is in this case. Because in every one of these situations, it was somebody who didn't say something before the situation happened. And instead of dealing with their feelings like an adult and having a conversation and going, dude, I'm not going to buy you smokes. I'm sorry, man. I just don't want to buy you smokes. And I'm telling you right now, the reason why she sent Kaylin and Ed was because she didn't want to buy me cigarettes. And she didn't want to face that conversation with me. Well, I'll tell you what, Michelle, my sister, who I just found again a week ago, I tell you what, girlfriend, you fucking walk up here and you fucking bring me my food like you say you were going to do, and you look me right square in the eyes and go, brother, I know I promised you I'd buy you cigarettes, but I'm not going to. I look at her and go, fuck, that sucks. You promised me that you would, and you said that you would, but I'll figure something out. Appreciate you being honest with me, Michelle. Fuck, I want to say that to somebody one of these days. I respect you for telling me the truth. Thank you. Now I know. Doesn't that make more sense? But it doesn't work like that. People aren't like that anymore. People don't seem to be like that. And fucking for the gazillionth time, guys, I'm not perfect either. I'm so fucking far from perfect. But I at least admit it. I at least deal with it. I embrace it. I pour it out there for the world to fucking see, because I've learned the hard way that holding it in and getting pissed at people results in you calling them names, and results in you leaving them in the woods, and results in shit like that. And if you don't get that shit off your chest and speak your mind will speak for you, and it'll make mistakes, and you don't want to say and do those things. And I hope Rich has the character to regret. This is a big thing, brother. Whether it's in the way you would or not, I'm up here fighting for my life. I came to you like a man. I sat in your kitchen with tears flowing from my eyes, and I explained to you the idea. I explained to you why I was doing it. I explained to you why it was so important to me. I explained to you that I've all been sitting with a gun in my fucking mouth for the last 20 years, and I'm not asking you for nothing, but can you bring me food every 2 weeks? Bring me some company. I want you. You're outside of the drama. You're outside of the box. You and I just get together and we shoot the shit and have fun. Can you bring me some food? That's all I'm going to ask you for. Yeah, Dave, I can do that. I got your back. I'll build you fires. We'll get wood cut. I'll bring my chainsaw up. That's what you said that very first night that I came to your house in your kitchen. The night that I didn't have the camera. Hadn't bought it yet. Just hatched the crazy idea. And you said, no problem, brother. You said, you've let me down, but this time I'll help you. I will help you this time, because I will. I'll help you one more time, Dave. We shook on it. I said, I appreciate it. I said, I love you, man. I've been thankful all the way through this process. I've been humble. And I've appreciated who you were. Go back to the videos of the couple of days after you were here the first time. It was just praise and humility and that motherfucker's a stud and this and that. Dude, 2 weeks later, why'd you shit on me, man? I mean, if it's just because you went and got too drunk and didn't want to come up, that's fucking a bummer, dude. That's bad. You left a guy in the woods for a week without any wood that you promised you'd come and cut for him because you didn't what? Rich, it sucks, man, because you and I'll never have this conversation. You won't have this conversation with me. You'll run and hide from it. You won't talk about it. You won't deal with it. You won't be honest with your feelings. You're too fucking afraid to look me in the eye and go, dude, you're a dirtbag. I can't help you no more. You're too fucking afraid to make that statement. Why fucking be afraid to make the statement when you're going to make it with your actions in huge ways that affect my sanity, my safety? Dude, I don't have any wood, man. Yes, I can go cut fucking trees down, Rich. But that's not what we talked about. It wasn't the plan. If I was cutting trees down, I'd have brought a chainsaw. But I didn't bring a chainsaw because your first thing you said when I talked about this was, dude, I'll come up, and when I come up, I'll bring the chainsaw. I got you covered, man. I got your back, brother. I don't know if you remember it or not, but you were drinking pretty heavy. And you were being my friend. And you were being you. And then somehow life and everything else got wrangled around and you decided not to be you anymore. And it sucks, man. I'm gonna try not to talk about it anymore. I don't know how good that's gonna work, but I am. I'm gonna try not to talk about it anymore because it's bumming me out. So, I'll be hunter-gatherer. Dude, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm kind of bummed on. I don't want to say I'm scared, but it kind of scares me that I don't have the convenience and the safety and the friendship and the companionship and the security and the nightlight of my fire. It's been my life, man. Not only has it been my life, but you gave me that life. You were the one who said, I'll cut you wood, and we went and got, like, real wood and fucking brought 90-some pieces of wood back to camp and fucking, I mean, the best tree in the fucking whole town to cut down, and you found it, and we fucking brought it back here, and it was an awesome thing, and obviously it was something we could count on because we counted pieces of wood. We knew that this batch of wood would get me the 2 weeks until you got back. It just sucks, brother. You come up on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Get me some wood cut. Spend half a day with me. Eat a steak. Head on down the road. I don't know why this was better. Dude, if I'm a dirtbag and I'm that big of a dirtbag and you're going to treat me this way, at least have the fucking decency to tell me. At least have the decency to say it to my face, man. Fucking, why would you be afraid to say something that you're already acting on that I'm telling you what to say? You all but just have to go, yep, you're a dirtbag. I'm not coming back. Okay. Fuck, dude, do I need to pass you a note? Check yes or no? It's ridiculous, man. So, to go back to a line in a song I wrote, everybody get your feelings out. Find a better way than to scream and shout. I know it's stupid and cheesy, but everybody get your feelings out, man. They're monsters and demons that just sit inside of you. And you could get them out by reading a book, taking a bath, meditating, yoga, therapy, church, talking with a friend. You can get them out however you want, but just get them out. Don't act on them. Don't let them drive everything you do and be so afraid of them because they're going to drive everything you do. They already do. All that shit everybody's so afraid to talk about, they're dealing with every day. They talk about it once, twice, maybe thrice, 3 times, and they never have to talk about it again. Shit goes away, man. I have an old saying, and everybody in my circle hates it. And that's, I'll stop talking about it when you start. But the lesson is, I don't know a lot of people that have started. And I have to be okay with that. I have to make changes in the way I do things. I have to be okay with letdown and failure and disappointment and being disrespected, and I have to be okay with those things because they happen all the time. But more importantly, I have a choice. I could be at a point in my life where those things could affect me, or I could be at a point in my life where those things don't affect me. And I can go back, set up my little happy place, carve out a little fucking tiny spot for myself, and make goddamn sure nobody else comes into it and fucks with me. Do the same thing that Rich does. But I'm going to modify it 1 little percent. And that's when somebody comes in and fucks with it and asks me to come and take them into the woods, and I don't want to, I'm going to tell them I don't want to. I might even tell them I will, but I don't want to. And I don't like what you're doing. And if you fuck with me on this in one way, I'm not going to come back. So watch your P's and Q's. That's what I would say. And then I'd keep my word. But the point is that I can carve out my own little happy spot. Nobody has to like me. Nobody has to not like me. Nobody has to like a song I write or a poem that I write or a video that I take. Nobody has to like it. If I like it, if I'm proud of it, if it fits into what I'm doing, go for it, Dave. Ride her till she bucks you and get back on. Because that's just how it works. And I missed that a long time ago. I thought I had to fix people like Rich. I thought I had to fix people like Michelle, like my ex, like my sister, like my mother, like my father. I thought I had to go around and make people talk. I thought I had to go around and make people deal with things. That's why I've been talking for the last 30 years, guys. But come and find out, that ain't my job. Come and find out, I need to worry about number one. Come and find out, my saying from years ago still holds true. And that is, if you do what's right for yourself. If you do what's truly right for yourself, everyone around you will benefit. And that's what I need to do. I need to go out there and nibble on my little piece of life. And if it tastes good, fucking chew the shit out of it. If it don't taste good, spit it out and go find another piece. So, it's not my job to fix people and what they do and how they do it. It's my job to spend my productive time and energy looking for people that are more like me, that I don't have to fix, that I don't have to change, that just talk, that are just honest, that are just open, that are just more like me. And the less time I spend with the other people, the more time I can spend with them. The less time I spend counting and relying on people that I can't count and rely on, then I can begin to rely on them, because I won't be relying on them on a regular basis. It'll only be rare, few and far between. So, I know it's not a real, Dave solved all the world's problems, but for Dave, I've got a real bad habit of being so hurt and so sad and so broken by the things that people do to me or have done to me that I can't do what I need to do for me. And that's what this whole thing was about, coming out here and peeling all that away and letting some of those wounds heal and making peace with my responsibilities, my jobs, my opportunities, the things that are important for me. And 3 weeks in, I let other people's jerking me around fucking tear me down again. And no, it's just a bunch of crap. I can't let nobody tear me down. And if I'm in a position where I'm 100% dependent on somebody else, I shouldn't be in that fucking position. I'm old enough, I'm wise enough, I'm able enough to not be in that position. So, we're gonna probably just shut it down. KK brought 5 packs of smokes. We're gonna try to make those. Today's Tuesday. We're gonna try to make those last till Sunday. If Rich comes up on Sunday, Saturday or Sunday, to cut some wood, then you know what he'll do? I know exactly what he'll do. He will. He'll come up on Sunday, but he'll bring Chase. And that'll stop us from talking. He knows that I won't have some big, crazy, deep conversation in front of his boy. Either way. It is what it is. I mean, I'm knee-deep in this reality as it is right now, so, bottom line, worst case scenario, and obviously we can't do this, but worst case scenario, fucking sit in this tent and shiver for fucking a week, I mean, obviously, like I said, I can't do that, but technically speaking, I can do whatever the frick I want. Not only that, but I'm still waiting for Rich to tell me if he got laid and give me all the dirty details. I need some womankind out here. Yeah, we got no hair on the head right there. We got no fuzzies. Actually, there's a little fuzzies, but it's fucked. It's jacked. I'm wondering how gay it would look if I let my junk here grow, but shaved up here. I wonder if that looks shitty. Be bald with a beard. Gee, there's a fucking Chris Daltrey look. Daughtry or whatever his name is. Is that what his name is? So Lil Ed, who's got no money and no nothing to his name, fucking brings up some weed, has it with him, and fucking breaks off half of it for me. He's a fucking cool dude. He is, man. He really is a good fucking kid. I don't care what anybody says about him. Not that anybody really says much about him. That's just a figure of speech. So, technically speaking, probably got pot to get us through, I'll say the same thing, 3 or 4 days. If the weed could last us all Sunday, then that would be cool. It's so funny, man, the drama that I went through. And not that I did, because I didn't really bring any of that drama to the table. I didn't have physical connection with it till yesterday. It was all going on back home still, man. And it's so funny too, dude, because Rich, you're just gonna tell me that my sister's full of drama. Dude, the whole first 2 weeks, every time she called, and she may have called you 3 times a day. Every time she called, she just wanted to know if she's heard from me. Or she just wanted to know if you've heard from me. And I can understand that drives somebody nuts. But you know what, boy? Boy, exactly, boy. You know what, boy? Where I come from, you can talk to that girl for 10 minutes and make her day. And she'll be okay. And she'll stop calling you. But once again, you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk to her. You don't want to give her feelings or, whatever. So you just don't answer. And it makes the situation crazy. And brother, I love you like a brother. But you won't admit that for nothing. You could be sitting right here and I go, dude, look. You started this whole thing. You started it 2 weeks ago. By not taking my sister's calls. Well, I just didn't want her fucking drama. Okay. I understand that. I respect that you didn't want her drama. But can you entertain the idea that you created more drama by just not taking 10 minutes out of your day and talking to her? Well, fuck, dude, I just didn't want to listen to her. Fuck, it don't matter. I don't have to listen to that shit. Really? Dude. And you're the one that doesn't get along with your dad. Huh. Dude, you're just stubborn as hell. It's your way or the highway. Didn't I coin the term right in your fucking kitchen a couple years ago? If you've been looking for something for 30 years and you still haven't found it, you're probably looking for the wrong thing. Dude, you and I are both single for a reason. I'm out here trying to find the reason. What are you gonna do, dude? Just be a grumpy old man? Just fucking be like your dad? And be a chauvinist and be a fucking drunk and be a, I mean, dude, you're so better than that. But, with that said, my fucking comments are getting a little personal. So, I don't take back the last one. I do apologize for saying it, but I don't take it back. But for me, do what's truly right for yourself. You can only control what's in your control. God is great. Beer is good. People are crazy. And I wish I could write a song like that. Just one fucking rockin' hit. Oh man, you think some crackhead for fucking 5 years writing music could fucking put together one decent song? No, not me. Because I don't finish anything. Okay, so tomorrow we're gonna get back into our trip. Tomorrow, it's about 1 o'clock, 12:30 right now. Tomorrow we'll be up 8, 9, 10. We'll be up when we wake up, and I'm gonna do some hunting and gathering enough wood to get us through that night, and then get camp situated and cleaned up. Kaylin and Ed and I, we all made a mess. Get stuff put away, make sure everything's where I want it. Do some reorganizing of this and that, and I've got all my snack stuff in another box now, and I don't really like them being in that box, so maybe have some steak and eggs, or some bacon and egg, or some sausage and eggs, and just tear it up. Eat some fucking food, man. We got food now, so we're gonna eat it. I got food, I'm gonna eat it. Just looking at the generic fucking chunky ready to serve soup I got. Actually, there's a can of it right here. It's pretty sad. Sirloin burger. Oh my god, and it's loaded with fat too. Do not add water. Oh shit. Best of you by 2012. If we got enough time to get that in our gullets. I should have been a cowboy. I should have learned to rope and ride my pony on a cattle drive. Now, once again, maybe I'm a freak, and the last 3 or 4 days was me just going crazy. Number one, I gotta ask you, how would you do in that situation? I think most of us would freak. And secondly, I didn't say firstly, but, and second, I gotta get back to my trip. I gotta get back to my happy place. And fuck, dude, I like the dirt weed, man. I do. Damn Mexicans tore it up on the dirt weed. Good old fucking, I don't know. Just trying to think of a big drug cartel name. Good old, I was gonna say Castro, but Castro is not exactly a weed grower. So that's not a bad idea. I want to go down to Cuba, talk to Castro about growing fucking weed on every inch of his entire island, and then we'll sell it to the Mexicans for cheap. And we'll forget it. I'm just feeling alright. I got some new struggles and some new trials and tribulations and some new things to overcome, some new battles to fight, but we're gonna be alright. One way or another, we're gonna get through this, and we're gonna get something out of this whole deal. Whether all these videos just sit in my laptop for the rest of my life, or whether there's something fun and creative and productive and helpful that could be done with them. I don't know that right now. And I know it's just more or less one dude breaking down into a camera for 3 months straight, but I don't know. Maybe if I have the breakdown like this, then other people can just watch it and not have to break down themselves. That's really what would be most important to me. So, I need to keep slowing down. I do. I need to slow my thoughts down. I need to slow my actions down. I need to slow my reactions down. I need to slow my speaking down. I need to slow down what I have to say. I need to slow down the way I communicate. And I need to somehow, from the woods, all by myself, figure out a way I just realized that I walked all the way into town and didn't call Michelle. I didn't even think about that till right now. It's weird. I just need to slow everything down. Just kick everything back 2 speeds. Don't say it unless it needs to be said. Don't write it unless it needs to be written. Read it because it all needs to be read. Write it because it needs to be written. Start making better choices. Start getting organized. Start trying to get disciplined and get into a routine. And go back and watch the videos every 3 or 4 days and see if I'm having a nervous breakdown. Because if I am, maybe I'm bipolar. Maybe I'm fucking wacko. But the weird thing about it is every video I've watched, even the ones of me freaking out on Rich, clearly a pissed off dude. Clearly a guy out of his mind. That's why they say, fuck, he's out of his mind. Yeah, because you get that pissed off. I mean, clearly a pissed off dude out of his mind, yelling and screaming at the night. But when I watch him, I'm uncomfortable with the fact that I was that upset. But I'm still that upset. Or I would still be that upset. Or I know I shouldn't be that upset, but it would still upset me that much. And I'm that genuinely hurt, and it's a real, true thing. It's not an act. It's not me holding anything back. It's not me overreacting. It's just me being me and feeling the exact way that I feel. So, and I still believe in those feelings. I mean, they're still valid feelings. They're genuine feelings. I think anybody in my position, whether you would want to be in my shoes or not, Rich, but I think anybody in my shoes at that time when I'm freaking out would have freaked out too. The question is what are you doing in those shoes? And that's, you know what, I'm going to tomorrow try to remember to either watch this or write it down somewhere, but I gotta write something about that. What are you doing in those shoes? Or you shouldn't be in those shoes anyway, or I wouldn't put myself in your shoes, or you don't belong in your own damn shoes, or I think there's something there with the shoes. I like that. But what am I doing in those shoes? And so a lot going on out here. Not really sure what it all is. Not really sure where it's all going. Turn the lantern down a little bit. Conserve some fuel, considering this lantern is really the only thing we have left that works. Ooh, that sucks. That's a true story. I never really thought of that. When this propane is gone, I also just thought and realized that there's Coleman fuel in both of the lanterns that don't get used. I don't use them. Mine doesn't work, and Rich's, I think it needed mantles, and I didn't want to put them on, but I did. I did fill them up, and they're working. So which means I have another gallon or two or another quarter of a gallon of Coleman fuel. So now I just got to decide, do I run it in the stove or do I run it in the heater? And really, I mean, it's cold right now, but it's not that fucking cold. Can't really see my face. I'm just kind of glowing in the dark right now. But, ooh, that's damn bright. It was way down before, I guess. So, yeah, I just looked over and saw those things. But, yeah, I've got this bottle of propane, and I've got half of another bottle of propane. And after that, we have no lights. We have this push light right here, which is just a stupid little push light. We have that push light and this flashlight, but it's only got that much juice, which is not shit. And we have no other means of light. And we don't have a big bonfire to make crackling fires like I have been, which is cool because then you get light. Yeah, our trip took a lot of turns this last week. Ran out of smokes, ran out of weed, got a little bit of smokes, got a little bit of weed, but gonna run out again and have to run out again. We have to give up what we're talking about giving up. Missed out on, some good wood. Got to scavenge, do some hunting and gathering for that. I've got this one big ass block of wood right here, which is my end table, which I could totally burn, but I don't know if I really want to do that. We've got enough wood right now to get through tomorrow, but no more. So yeah, the journey changed. We have no more fuel. We're running out of lantern. We have no flashlights. We have no radio. We have one little push light that still works. Batteries at 11.5 volts, so we don't have a shitload of extra power. We have no wood to just burn crackling fires. We've got, food, but the type of food that we got is, it's fresh stuff, so it's only going to last a week, 4 days, 5 days probably. So we're going to be eating like steak and potatoes and bacon and eggs and sausage and fucking, we're going to be eating that shit like freaks for 3 or 4 days. So we're going to put on probably 4 or 5 pounds this week. Fucking dollar store lighters, man. They're just jacked. But I guess if we're going to be working harder for wood. You're going to need some protein. You're going to need some energy. Need some gas in the tanks. Oh man, my butt cheeks and my calves and my thighs and the backs of my knees are really, really, really sore. It's quite amazing how sore they are. Because really, we only walked 12 miles. Which, 12 miles is a long way. But, 3 hours, man. 4 miles an hour. That's impressive. Yeah, between 3 and 4. That's way impressive. It's like that's like a 7-hour marathon. Dude, maybe we ought to run a marathon. If I could walk down that gravel road for, 3.5, 4 hours, I can put on some good shoes and walk a half mile, run a half mile, walk a half mile, run a half mile. I could do a 5-hour marathon. Those fucking Kenyans and shit, they do it in like 2.5. 2.5 hours to run 26 miles. 26 fucking miles. That's awesome. So, those Kenyans. Why does everybody from Kenya run fast? And for long distances? Is it because they grew up running from, I'm not being racist, but from like village to village? I think that's really it, actually. Just thinking of shit I shouldn't be thinking about. So I'm actually going to shut this down. It's just been a crazy fucking week. And there's literally like standing water on the lens. It's all foggy. So we're shutting it down. It's late. We're going to try to get back to our trip. Everybody else kind of rained on our parade. So we're going to shut that down. Love you, miss you, bye.